Trying to center myself, sorry. Well, hey, good morning, everybody. This is Justice's Waiting Room, a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. And I came in here half cocked, not gonna lie. I came in like knowing what I was talking about off rip. Hey, check this out. It's pretty historic. In fact, I made a piece of content about it already. So first thing I want to talk about this morning is something that impacts everybody. Okay, keep in mind you were just watching stories about the Las Vegas Strip being fucking empty and it be right. The Las Vegas Strip is dead and shit like that. And when the Las Vegas Strip is full and all them seats are full, them casino owners are making $1 million fucking an hour. And now that Donald Trump's gutted the fucking economy, all the people that used to go out there and make them casinos fucking move, they ain't going out there no more. And then people are like retired folk. So only when all of the fucking profit margins gone did they let the casino and hotel workers unionize. So cheers to the fucking culinary workers union. I noticed that them being able to unionize came after the Las Vegas Strip fucking died. I'll never forget that. The Culinary Workers Union has existed for 90 years in Las Vegas, and all them fucking hotels and casinos ain't been unionized until Donald Trump fucking destroyed the economy and it basically bankrupted Vegas. And understand that this is by design. Donald Trump, in my opinion, has kind of been shut out of Las Vegas. I mean, he has Trump Casino, but like his shit's trash everywhere. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, big fucking win. It's uh, it's not because it's a massively profitable business on the upswing, making zillions of fucking dollars, and there's nowhere to go but up. It's because all the money's gone. So that's what makes it kind of fucking sad. All right, one of the things I learned when I started hosting a podcast about the news is that I can't sit on the front page of Reddit. That is not fucking good for me. I have no attention span. So I think anytime there's a massive unionization, that it's a momentous occasion. That a bunch of people that were vastly underrepresented now have representation. And you deserve that. You deserve. See, the thing that most people don't understand is because I don't think most people live in a state that is an at will employer. So I live in an at will employment state in Indiana. And that means that I have to be on my best behavior at all times for fear that my employer will just fire me. Which is another one of the reasons that I don't that I haven't butchered my show by trying to capitalize and have gone crazy on posting my show on every site and shit and clipping it and doing all kinds of crazy shit and being self-obsessed. Uh, I am, but lesser so, right? So yeah, it is important to point out that this again. I want to make sure that I say the stories about Las Vegas being fucking empty came out, and then they let them fucking unionize when there wasn't no fucking money left. So another major story. So if not unionization, then uh, here's what I would say. It appears that a decade later, the Flint water crisis is under better management than it was. This isn't to say that there aren't health issues and doubts, but that it's under management. And you know what? I wondered I wondered aloud this morning why Donald Trump would want to defund PBS. And there are a couple videos from PBS that I'm like, if you're the fucking president right now, and all your buddies are the wealthy people. So think about it. Donald Trump's like a fucking fourth grader, right? He's not a smart man. I'm just going to show you, and I'm not going to be picky. I'm going to show you the last three, or three of the last five, but three concurrent videos. Okay? And you're Donald Trump. Here's the first one. Watch the video. Totally leave, go watch that video, come back. I won't be mad. It's important that you face this and that you don't turn your face away from this. Okay? This is what he doesn't want you to see. Okay, so the second video, and don't turn it away. There are three in a row. And I'm not being picky. Where if I'm a fucking fourth grader and I'm watching it three in a row, that if you watch these three videos and you're a fucking fourth grader and you can't work with other people. It's outside of your mental capability. You cannot sit down with experts and have them explain what the next steps are you to take, and you have to take them immediately. And if you don't, we're all gonna die. See, he can't be told that. He can't even sit in on all his meetings. They said he's taking like one day of meetings per week, y'all. So three in a row, right? Three in a row, right there. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, and I was not being picky, my friends. I just picked three in a row. I could go four in a row. I don't know that you got that in you on a Monday. If you know what I'm saying, if you've seen these videos already. But if you're Donald Trump and you're the president of the United States and you're a terrible fucking person and terrible fucking leader, okay? And then no, I watched this one this morning, and this isn't in a row. This isn't in a row. But this is like a couple videos before that. Okay, and I'm going backwards, y'all, in time. Pretty, pretty black girl. She's beautiful. And she gets on there and tells you the motherfucking truth. And he can't do nothing about that shit. She's protected, right? Like, Donald Trump can't get to her. He can't stop her from telling the truth. But he could defund it and make her lose her job. And I hope that I think she's got a great career. Whatever they're doing there, they should keep fucking doing it. They should keep making relatable material where it's a pretty young person speaking the king's fucking English, telling you exactly what's happening. So there are no motherfucking surprises. That's what I want to make sure. I keep telling people, y'all probably should move and be my neighbors. So when 2012 happens to you, I could try to help. Otherwise, I'm just too far away to help, and you're in a dangerous area. So if you watch all those videos, you learn very quickly there's a reason that I got on here, and I'm making a podcast, and I live in a big city. I live in Indianapolis, Indiana. It's like a top 20 city in the United States. And guess what? It's not on any fucking lists of like being unlivable in the next like 70 fucking years. Okay? but much of the coasts in my lifetimes, much of the coasts, many uh, a large body of water near cities. This includes the Great Lakes. You gotta get away from those. You gotta get away from the Mississippi River. See, one of the things about climate change, and Bob, I think you're probably all right. Aren't you? Aren't you in like Missouri, Kansas? I want to say you're on the same like latitude as me, so I think you were fine, right? You might be a little tornadic. But yeah, I think if there are important topics to discuss early and often that aren't that the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, his wives, their children, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, for the better part of 20 years ran a sex trafficking ring internationally. And Donald J. Trump, the President of the United States, was the majority financier. And the reason that I can say that with full confidence is that uh, the record books, the log books, can show 4,700 transactions conducted by Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald J. Trump was more than 4,200 of those. So that means that outside of Donald Trump, there were only 500 other fucking total transactions that Jeffrey Epstein conducted over a near 20-year period. So other than that, which we should be saying early and often, every fucking day, um, right next to Mississippi. So hopefully you have made preparations. Zeke said, "How long do we have to enjoy the beach?" I think there's a difference between enjoying the beach and living there. You could not catch me buying beachside. Like that land has no value to me. I'll go to the beach. The swell is gonna get better. See, I'm about 6'4" and an athlete. Okay, so when I go surf and the waves are under 6 feet, that's fucking nothing. It's nothing. Now, just so you know, uh, on the Big Island, you can't get the same surf everywhere. So beginners surf Waikiki Beach, and then the problem with surfing is that you go from Waikiki Beach to the North Shore, where you go from 0 to 6 to 6 to 10. And I'm not bullshitting. There's 12 to 15 breakers, but mostly it's just 6 to 10 foot rollers on the North Shore. It's fucking beautiful. I was doing that in eighth grade, and I sound like a cocky fucking white boy. Yep. Now, Sunset Beach on the east side is on the north of Diamond Head is fucking tough. Those are consistently uh, tight. You're not getting barrels. It's tight, crispy waves, nice peaks. Not in a rocky beach. And then the west side of the island is I can't remember the name of the beach because I never went over there. But those were the 30 foot wallers. You know what I mean? So um, the problem when you're like a big guy is like you're never satisfied at Waikiki Beach, and I'm a pussy. So like the North Shore, I went out and surfed it when I was like young and shit. But I got older, and I'm like, there are sharks and shit, and like, what? Like, no, I don't want to do it. So it just became one of them things. Like you become older and more conscious and aware that you're just like fragile, you know. And for the record, I fell a lot. So like when you go to get up on your surfboard and you've been used to these little 6 foot fucking waves that are absolutely fucking nothing, and you want to get on some like real waves, you go to the North Shore of Hawaii, and it'll kick your ass. And something to think about when you fall into water. One of the things that humans have to fucking understand that apparently most people don't understand. Hey, if you're falling from a great distance and you're like, oh, I'll just hit the pool, that's not good, yo. Water doesn't decompress like you want it to. In fact, when you hit the water, it's like hitting concrete. Hmm. I mean, it's gonna move, but like not with the force of your body. Yeah, you're fucked. That's kind of the fucking thing. So yeah, it hurts when you fall from a great height into water. And after you've done that several fucking times, eventually you'll get to stay up for a while and you'll be able to just, you feel like an alien, a master of the waves, right? You're standing on top of like a 10 foot plus wave. Uh, you only got to do that like one time. Feel like the king of the fucking world. Um, so hell yeah, enjoy the beach. But don't fucking live there. Don't buy a house there. Don't pay exuberant prices to fucking stay there. All these places should be divested from and basically be shut down already because they're unsafe. So understand, here's how I work. I worked in insurance for a long fucking time. I care very much about risk. My fear is if people don't stop moving to the south effectively, we'll all be uninsurable. Do you understand? People keep moving to the southeast part of the United States and it's fucking up our insurance. It's rising all of our costs. And already in Florida, if you watch PBS Terra, 1/5 of homeowners in Florida don't even carry homeowners insurance because it won't cover shit anyways. Hanging on by a fucking thread. And you know why we don't know is because of people like Donald Trump and billionaires who hide the truth. There's a reason that I'm here every single day is because I got to know, right? I got to know what's going on. Not as the person that founded the American Socialist Party and has hosted a daily live podcast for 9 fucking months every fucking day without a break. No, I'm a fucking know-it-all. Like I'm the kind of person that like I got to know what's really going on in the world, right? So kind of despite Donald Trump having his fucking foot on our neck and all of the profit being gone from Las Vegas, hey, at least now the Culinary Workers Union can claim a victory after 90 years over all of the major strip casinos and hotels. And all them people are now unionized. And I think that's fucking incredibly important. And it's a landmark occasion. I had to stay myself from using let this be a turning point for us because I realize fucking turning point is one of them right wing outfits, right? So I decided not to use turning point in the title of my pro union video. Yeah, so congratulations to the Culinary Workers Union in Las Vegas for a historic achievement of having all of the major hotels and casinos on the strip uh, unionized. Good for them. It's probably about to be super cheap. Zeke, are you not in the Discord? Your presence is being requested in the Discord. Zeke said maybe I'll go when a Democratic president gets elected, right? And for the and I think I said that already, but yeah, Donald Trump wants Las Vegas to shut down so he can capitalize, right? So his kids can so he can buy a hotel. It'll be really cheap to go to Las Vegas. All right. So yeah, Flint doing a thing. Yeah, if you like to people watch and you can be sober, hey mutt slut, you sent to Russia for the fifth time. Sucks, but this is where the money is for me right now. Yeah. Hmm. If you're not already following me, let me see if there's a good way to share that. What does that do? How is there not like a share button? Am I just dumb? Somebody PM'd me and said, "Hey, great streamer, how's your streaming so far?" Well, this is a daily live podcast, so fortunately, here's huh. Yo, you want to hear the most racist shit you'll hear all day? The NRA supported gun control when the Black Panthers had guns. Here's from history History Channel. Stick that in your did you know pipe as Donald Trump paves over the Rose Garden. Jesus Christ. And again, Donald Trump is having a real. How's your stream? Kind of has a different meaning after 40. Yeah, I used to want to stream myself playing video games, but first of all, there's no money until you do it for years, right? Um, but I didn't want to hate playing video games. I didn't want to get to a point where I no longer wanted to do my hobby because my hobby was me trying to capitalize on it and my time spent. And it's not that I'm doing anything that isn't fun or entertaining, you know what I mean? Like I'm mission and goal oriented, I'm a team player, shit like that, right? But I don't want to lose it. all comes down to how people really feel about each other, so it's not surprising that the NRA had a problem with the Black Panther Party. No, the NRA supported gun control when the Black Panther Party had guns. The Israeli Jewish crowd had a problem with the African Jewish community. Patty said, I commented on your live wanting your job info again. Oh, okay. Yep. So I'm not an autist, but I noticed uh, things like patterns. And one of the things that I've noticed that a lot of my um, conversations start out where somebody says, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no financial literacy at all. Now, if that's you, put a finger up. Okay? If you feel like you have no financial literacy at all and because it wasn't taught to you and you didn't bother to learn it, put a finger up. If you have credit cards, personal loans, and payday loans, and any other unsecured debt in excess of $10,000. Really in excess of 2,500 bucks, but keep in mind if it's less than 10K, I got to send you somewhere else. But I'll help you as best I can. Okay? We're going to have a conversation about your budget. We're going to figure out how sound are you foundationally, financially. Are you able to save? How much do you have left over after all your bills are paid? How much is going towards interest? And most of my clients are not able to save money every month. Sometimes they lie and say shit like, oh, every now and then I'm able to throw a couple $100 in there. And it's like, no, the fuck you're not. You're lying to yourself. A lot of my clients say they feel like they're drowning. How every month they pay these bills and they don't feel like they're actually paying it off. And eventually we figure out that, you've got, anything in excess of a few $100s, I can actually save you money and get you out of debt in just a few years instead of looking at how much debt you have now, multiply that by probably four or five, and then you're probably looking at a decade or two to pay it all off or more. So you could do it the way you're doing it and just know whatever amount of debt you got right now, you might as well just multiply that by four or five. And it's probably going to take you 10, 20 plus years to pay that off. Fuck, we're not even going to be here. The world's ending. It's getting too hot to breathe. So get the fuck out of debt and get cash fluid and travel while you can and handle your business otherwise. But the impetus is on getting out of fucking debt ASAP, especially to creditors that are charging you daily compounding interest. So I went to school for data analytics. That's what I went to Purdue for. And then I was going to go work with PNC Bank, but I saw the data on debt consolidation loans, and that was their best product for a nation that's bankrupt. So just understand like 60% of people living paycheck to paycheck means that 60% of people are on the doorstep of bankruptcy. That's because we're not financially literate. So I try to teach financial literacy. And I can teach you financial literacy and help you get out of debt and wrap it up in an hour long conversation. And I'm already like really good at my job. And I'm not begging you for business. I really would just rather work with people that I know, especially people from the show. Because I am a good employee and I follow through and I follow up with my clients. Most of my coworkers can't manage a book of business. I'm spinning the ball on my finger. That's what I'm doing. So, hey, as the world ends, give me a call. 1-877-230-7106, extension 2729. You can come in loan heavy. You can come in, tell me you want to get a loan. You want to borrow your way out of debt, but I'm going to browbeat the shit out of you on how fucking stupid that is. And you're not going to qualify for a loan anyway. And even if you do qualify for a loan, I'm going to tell you, you're really going to pay 20% interest over the next 5 years? Are you crazy? No. There, I did the math. Let's not pay interest and let's negotiate some of that principal down and let's get out of debt real quick so you can just get new accounts with these people and keep your life moving instead of letting it bury you, which is what your parents did. hmm The name of the company is Beyond Finance. The lender is called Above Lending, and I work for Accredited Debt Relief, hmm all under the Beyond Finance umbrella. hmm You can call and ask for me directly. Stop thinking about it. That's the thing. If your credit cards are basically maxed out, if you're basically maxed out and you're just treading water or drowning, here's a life vest. I'll help you. But as a socialist, it's badass because I don't have to tell people the whole rigmarole of I'm a socialist and the socialist economic theory suggests that rent, interest, and taxes are uh, derivative of your labor and they should be limited. Speaking of which, I think it's about time to withhold your federal taxes if you haven't done that already. I think I can get behind that. I mean, I've been behind it. My wife did it. She was one of the first people I know to did it. She said that motherfucker is gonna make birth control illegal. Fuck him, or something like that. So even my wife's like no taxation without representation. You know what I mean? But I think it's about time if you haven't already. Because Donald Trump is really trying to distract you from the Epstein files. The President of the United States can barely put together a thought. You know MAGA would say some dumb shit like a socialist. Okay, pay for my debt. Yeah, you know how I'm really good at my job. I'm in the highest routing group and I've been there for months and I make oodles of dollars and my boss thinks I'm the cat's pajamas, right? Like all of those things, right? The people that don't buy my no sales are poor white people and rich white people. White people, basically. They have hubris. They put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. They value the relationship with their captors. It's called Stockholm syndrome, where they've been under oppression for decades. Some of these people have been paying interest on credit cards for decades. You know why you don't have generational wealth? Because you threw it away on a fucking credit card. God, I only ever had one credit card, and my dad told me when I was a little kid, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy her once. Ain't that the fucking truth, boy? Now, that's not to say that I didn't have debt. My wife and I had like $36,000 combined when we enrolled in the program. And we've enrolled in the program about 6 months, and about half our debt's already been half of our accounts have been negotiated, and one's paid off. So of the 12 we enrolled, five have been negotiated, and one has been paid off inside 6 months. So I have to legally tell you, as part of like my scripting, that it takes like 3 to 6 months. Blah 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 blah. Fuck all that. I'm also allowed to tell you about how it actually works and how much faster the program has worked for moi. And generally people are like, holy shit! So this is real. Yeah, that's why I'm here. I could go work anywhere. You know what I mean? But if I'm selling some shit, it's got to have a high success rate. And it has about an 88% success rate. So as long as you stay in the program, that's super high. Debt consolidation loans are 75% to fail. So they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're they're over there with HELOCs, which you don't fucking do that. Yeah, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once. hmm Anything you ever want, buy it in cash and care for it. hmm Save up your money, make it mean something to you. As I get more financially stable, I want less. And I realize, like, oh, it's not money that makes me happy. Oh, that's wild. I could have anything that I want at any time. Hmm, it's not money. That's not fulfilling. But it's just, I mean, it's just the fucking truth. I've been poor my whole fucking life. And I thought for sure, if I get like a high paying job, I'll be able to do whatever I want and I'll be finally happy and free. And it's like, hmm, once you have everything you want and your bills are paid and you got extra laying around, you're starting thinking about what problems can we solve. And the big problem is most people they'll never even get to that spot. They're scrounging together money to pay bills every month, living paycheck to paycheck. I've been down that road. I've been doing that my whole life. hmm I finally got to the part where money don't matter and it's fucked. Fuck this. Because the only thing that you can do now is try to make more and keep trying to make more and keep trying to make more. And how many years of that are you gonna do? Oh, as many as it sustains you. For real? Is that how you feel? Do you never not feel like the work is done? That's a fucked up way of feeling. Oh, that's called retirement. Oh, that's fucking stupid. So you're telling me I gotta work for 45 years before I can finally be like, I'm good, I'm Gucci? So no, it's actually your house paid off and 4 million in the bank is $125,000 a year that you could live off interest. In case you wondered what like the goal is. See, people have just bullshitted the American dream. They didn't set clear goals. People are like house, dog, kids, fence, yard. That's a low bar. Next. It just is. An overwhelmingly high percentage of people in the United States have an opportunity for home ownership. The housing crisis is not because people can't buy homes. The housing crisis is because the interest rate's too high, the value of the home has been inflated, and people are getting absolutely fucked on housing right now because the cost is so inflated. And paying way too much in rent. Too many people pay too much in rent. Anything over 12 to $1,500, and you should be owning it. Mhm. So just know that I don't care where you live. Anything over like 12 to $1,500, you should just be owning it. And I got people paying 1,800 to 2,500 to $3,000 a month in rent, and it's like, no, the fuck you're not. No, you're not. You're not doing that for long. Is that a short-term fucking occupation or occupancy? Jesus. And mostly when I talk to people about what shit costs, they lie. That's the other thing. Is people want help. And you ask them how much you paying for gas, water, and electricity, and have those bills been going up? And they say, nah, it's a few $100 a month. And you're like, no, the fuck, it's not. How much is your water bill? And they're like, oh, like $212. I'm like, well, that's not $100. You know what I mean? Like 212. How much is your fucking gas? Oh, that's 108. Okay, that's now we're at 330, and we're still before electricity. So how much is that? Oh, it's like $180. Like, okay, so now we're at almost $500. See, we mentally we want to blow off our bills and just say it's just part of living. Yep, yep. I get accosted all the time about will you sell your house, and I'm like, $1 million cash, set it on my doorstep. I will vacate the premises. What are we talking about? Stop fucking with me. You know what I mean? Like I said, yeah. Your bills being paid makes you happy, yeah. I like being able to do stuff, but I don't want to do stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like you wanted to make all this money so you could do what? Order DoorDash without looking at the bill. I know one thing that people absolutely lie to themselves about is their cost of food. Yeah, Gabby, how much did your bill go up? It was super hot this past week too here in Indy. 30% more. Ooh, it's time to get solar. Time to get solar. It's tough. So yeah, have a great week, everyone. Know that you can be proud union members and proud of union members that aren't in the same union as you. Okay, so part of being a syndicalist socialist is that I believe in the power of unions, and so we celebrate union victories. Okay, 300 average in the summer, 537 this month alone. See, most of the people that I talk to all day have never missed a payment. There are some people whose shit is all in delinquency and they just want to pay off their debt and stuff, but those people cancel. You couldn't pay your debt if you was trying. Yeah, yeah. I got people that can't do business with me because they're too behind on their other bills. And so all they do is work to pay past due bills to avoid bankruptcy. hmm Zeke said his was under $200, but it doubled. So I think the, if not great union victory, then check out the Democrats. copying the Republicans and fleeing the state of Texas so that Texas doesn't have quorum, so they can't pass their gerrymandering bill. Uh, so yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Did you know that camels produced milk? I did not know camels produced milk. What an interesting animal. Bob said doubled electric bill. I guess you learn something new every day, huh? Somalia's camel milk revolution is improving nutrition and creating jobs. Huh. Be careful of scams out there, kids. 90 laptops, millions of dollars. U.S. women jailed over North Korean remote work scam. Don't get scammed. Mutt Slut on Twitch. Great name, by the way. Mutt Slut. I'm watching you alone over here. Tell family good morning. It's Stacy. Just switching it up today. Oh, hey, that's Stacy. You afraid to ask someone, where have I seen you before, friend? World in $1.5 trillion plastics crisis, hitting from infancy to old age, reports warn. Hey, I don't know that we've talked about this. I don't. I try not to use plastic cups. This is a metal lined container, and I clean it out and clean it, like rinse it out and wash it out and wash the lid. And I get it, like you got the Tervis top here, but it's my liquid is not sitting and steeping in plastic. We don't talk about it a lot, but we've got to get away from and lower our use and inclusion of plastics in our life. And it's very difficult to do, but it starts with like your cup. And if you want to own a fucking business, uh, disposal, plastics, there. Now they're going to round them up there. They're going to have a war over camels. That sounds racist. That felt racist. It was Somalia and camels, and I didn't even know there was camel milk. And then somebody said, "Leave Somalia alone. Leave camels alone." So I saw this yesterday, late, and I want to make sure that we say it or talk about it. But you know how, like, I don't know, in the last 10 days or so, there was a major earthquake off the eastern coast of Russia. It was like the largest one ever, 8.8 on the Richter scale. Do we all recall that? No, of course I wasn't intending to be racist. Got a quote for 15K. I'm gonna see what it takes. I think I know someone. Water's like 35, no sewer. Okay. So the thing that I think about is I saw someone DIY one on YouTube from like a car lot, like a junkyard. And it's not that I'm gonna do that. It's that there has to be like a whole home kit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there was an earthquake in Russia, like 8.8 on the Richter scale last week, last like 10 days. Yeah, there was a volcanic eruption near that last night, yesterday, over the weekend. A volcano in far eastern Russia has erupted for the first time in more than 500 years, which experts say may be linked to last week's massive earthquake. What? The Krasheninnikov volcano in Kamchatka. Krasheninnikov. Krasheninnikov. Kuril Islands. 15th century. It's remote, but it lies in the Pacific Ring of Fire. So called because of the high number of hurricanes that happen there. Krasheninnikov, Krasheninnikov, Krasheninnikov. Texas Democrats decamp to Illinois. So, Texas lawmakers are defecting. Texas Democrats are defecting to union states like Illinois. I want to point out that Indiana was a union state. Lonnie Anderson died. If you don't know who Lonnie Anderson is, she was a popular actress in the 1980s. You'll see her. Once you see her, you'll be like, oh, I recognize her. Because I didn't grow up a woman hater, I can appreciate other people's talent, especially when it's a woman, and I recognize she was from the hit TV comedy WKRP in Cincinnati. I have a great face for radio. We're kind of in the post radio era. Not that millions of people are listening to me, but I have noticed, and again, I try not to get too wrapped up in the numbers, and it's not because it doesn't matter. It's because I don't want to stress and burden myself. Hell yeah, WKRP. Stacy says she felt lonely over on Twitch. Yeah, Stacy, you would be alone there for sure. People in other countries think English is way harder and whack. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Stacy, how dare you? Twitch. Yeah, right. So, all right. Boeing St. Louis defense workers set to strike on Monday after rejecting the latest offer. So we're cheering on our union brothers and sisters at Boeing, even though they build like fighter jets and shit, I think. She looks evil. Gretchen Whitmer, huh? Yeah, she was still here, just in a different room. We're on multiple channels in case we get kicked off one. You have a backup. It's snowing in Australia. Several towns in eastern Australia were blanketed in their thickest layer of snow in decades as wild weather swept the area this weekend, causing floods. It's fucking snowing in Australia. We are in the fucking upside down, kids. Crush said, "Did you give up Clapper?" No, I'm a fucking stoner, and I had to choose YouTube or Twitch, and I realized like either or because both store your stream, but YouTube Studio is ultimately better than what Twitch has to offer. Um, and YouTube's a much bigger platform. So we decided to main YouTube, and then so it was YouTube or Twitch as the main, and then we chose YouTube, and then TikTok just happened to have a live version, right? So we were using TikTok live, and then we had originally looked around at like what are the other TikTok clones, and we had come up across Fanbase and Clapper and Skylight, right? And ultimately, one day I clicked on the Twitch app again and realized I could just go live on my phone on Twitch, and I'm an idiot. hmm And I can post links in the chat. She said I can't with you. Clappers for creeps. Clapper was a fucking trip. I learned that like Indian people and Latino people, that's who kind of runs Clapper is like the Indo-Asian communities. They have very different senses of humor. They're just as crude as we are. They're a little less churched up and a little more violent and vulgar and crass and sexual because they don't live in this, you know, in America. They don't live here. They're not like subject. Like when you think like TikTok and you think of people about the people that are like making money on TikTok, they live in a polite society where like cussing in public is a sin. Fuck that. And people with foot fetishes. I still think you could have. I still think you could have made a bunch of money. I'm just saying. Some feet pics could have got you thousands, and it was like a one-time thing. And hubby was like part of the decision-making process. Do it. Charge them first, and then delay on giving them the pics, and then send them. Like the inside of your arch. You know what I'm saying? Like cleavage. Think cleavage, but feet. You get what I'm saying? You crush that dude stop. It's funny. That was actually legit funny. See, I had girlfriends when I was younger that men would ask them for pictures, and the girls would just take the money and never deliver the pics. So, inside your arch, yeah. Feet cleavage, yeah. Think cleavage, but feet. Jesus fucking Christ. NBC News reporting Tennessee authorities find 14 IEDs. In man's home during arrest. Suspicion of threatening officials. Hey, what you never do is threaten government officials. Yo, it's fucking crazy. The Chinese mafia has infiltrated Italy's fast fashion. Yo. Okay. What the fuck? An international network that shares online videos of cats and kittens being tortured has members in the UK, the BBC has found. The network is thought to have thousands of members who post, share, and sell graphics images of videos of cats being hurt and killed. Uh, Burp. Excuse me. What the fuck? Yeah, the family conversation's perfect. Yeah, yeah. Anybody ever tell you you got a big toe? Gabby, that's a Greek toe. I have the Greek toe as well. I have pretty feet for a dude. Except my big toes, like big toenails growing into my fucking toe and it sucks. White House boasts about Trump's golf score days after he's accused of cheating on his own course. This motherfucker cheats at everything. What was rude? In one of my daily no shit Sherlocks, Nate Silver says Donald Trump's in denial about job figures. Um, Here's Kevin Hassett, one of Donald Trump's puppets. A puppet. Carolyn Levitt needs to be asked every day, when are you gonna pay your bill? That bitch is 27, huh? Them years have not been kind. Don's in denial about everything. Right. Yeah, right. Uh, Ghislaine Maxwell seems to have friends in high places. Convicted felons are not usually allowed in lower level prisons. Republicans are afraid of Mamdani in New York. God don't like ugly. Gosh, if I just had a T-shirt that said "God don't like ugly" and it was like Laura Loomer and KKK Caroline and fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene and Stephen Miller and Elon Musk and JD Vance, except it was the JD Vance with the perm, where he looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid. At least his cankles keep him grounded, Bob says. Tied to the earth he is. Cory Booker is telling the Democratic Party not to bend the knee to Donald Trump and instead bend the knee to Israel. Right, Cory? I refuse to take leadership from people that take money from AI PAC. You are not a leader in the Democratic Party if you take money from AI PAC. Cory Booker, Hakeem Jeffries. I want him to be paranoid. So yeah, what is happening in Texas, by the way, for those of you uninitiated, is Donald Trump and Texas Republicans. Yeah, well, try to create five more GOP House seats with new gerrymander. Donald Trump is very mad with Charlemagne the God talking about uh, Donald Trump. Come on, man. Trump lashed out, calling Charlemagne a low IQ individual. That's a dog whistle for black for Donald Trump. He recently has called Kamala Harris, Jasmine Crockett, AOC, and Al Green low IQ. And now Charlemagne Lagarde. Hmm. McCankle's Taco Tits. Yeah, McCankles. Pussy Throat. That's his name. Remember that? Remember Pussy Throat and Lashif? He loves attacking people's IQ. Wonder what his is. Crush. He doesn't know. He can't read. Oh, but Sydney Sweeney's hot. You know what's funny? My wife asked me yesterday. We were sitting next to each other on the couch, just you know being in the same room, not really doing anything. And she looks over and says, "Do you know who Sydney Sweeney is?" And I said, "Yeah, she's like a model, right? She was in some movie." She said, "Yeah. Do you think she's pretty?" And I was like, "I haven't seen her enough to tell you if she's pretty or not." And she said, "Do you know anything else about her?" And I was like, "Yeah, she threw a MAGA themed birthday party for her mom." So I'm also not interested in anything that comes out of her mouth or that she's involved with. And then she's like, and you've seen this commercial that she made with American Eagle talking about genes and shit like that. And I was like, oh, eugenics. Like she made a eugenics commercial for fucking an American Eagle. Okay. And then she was like, have you ever seen her face? And I was like, no. And she's like, so you don't even know what this person looks like. And I was like, I have no idea what she looks like. And she showed me. You know what she reminds me of? Have you guys ever seen Ice Age? Do you know who John Leguizamo is? I don't. So here. It, I think that the last person that I want to take any advice from on genes is someone that looks like Sid from Ice Age. So I just want to I'm one of those people like I'm not pretty. I have long settled that with myself that I'm not pretty. My nose is fucking crooked on the end and shit. Like I got like a beard and it's weird and shit. But like as a general rule, I try not to stand on business that's gonna have me talking about superiority when you look Lord of the Flame or Fire King when you look like a motherfucking sloth. Bitch, please. Okay? You Sid looking motherfucker. John Leguizamo did a showcase of Latino culture. John, yeah, I love John Leguizamo as a big comedy fan. You know, one of the things you recognize in comedy is like black and Latino and Asian characters are always like underrepresented. John Leguizamo is a thorn in every racist motherfucker's side for a long time because that dude was in everything. But yeah, I wish I could tell you that I was ever wrong. Whenever I Stacy said, "When you breaking out the feet, Jay?" When the calls when the money comes. See, I don't have I have a foot fetish, but in a respectable way, right? Um, when there's a fuckload of money involved. Duh. I would build an OnlyFans for everybody, but call it Only Socks. And everyone just posts pictures of the socks that they're wearing today. One toe at a time reveal. I think Only Socks would be and we and it's the front for the American Socialist Party. Crush said I hate feet though. But what about feet with socks on it? That's so weird. only socks. And it's just like people posting, like, look, I have today, I have dope ass socks on. I have race cars. Yeah, there's a checkered flag. I think it's bicycle racing on my socks today. Yeah, no, it's swimming. It's swimming. I'm sorry. It's like Olympic swimming socks. Hmm. We went all the way back around to feet. Yeah. Oh, you still think it's nasty? I still think it can make $1 billion. And your aversion to it is what would draw you to it, right? Show us your socks. Okay. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, we'll work on it. Old Navy and Abercrombie came back against that strong, right? What I would do if I was a competitor to American Eagle is I would absolutely fair use the shit out of Sid from Ice Age and dub Sydney Sweeney's face over Sid and uh, put him in you know a pair of Abercrombie shorts or something and say, at least we're not making eugenics videos. End scene. You know what I mean? Like, tell me your Abercrombie cart didn't already have shit in it, lady. Don't get it twisted. All the pretty girls shopped at Abercrombie. All the busted bitches shopped at Aeropostale. I was one of them kids that shopped at Old Navy and turned down Abercrombie because their shit didn't fit. It's like, what are we buying? Ill-fitting clothing? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? That's what it felt like when you shop at Abercrombie. Is like the shit doesn't fit. What the fuck is wrong with this place? The only time I ever fit in Abercrombie shit is when I came back from Marine Corps boot camp. Yeah, and then I didn't want it. I didn't want to put Abercrombie on then because I was like, fuck y'all. Y'all didn't make y'all didn't make shit for fat people. Hell no. Hell no. But like all the pretty girls shopped at Old Navy and Abercrombie. Hmm. Yep. My wife found this place where she can get 30 pairs of socks for like $30. It's like $1 a pair. And they send them in a big ass bag of socks. And we just do that and then wash them. And then we have like tons of colorful socks. Yep. And Abercrombie's clothes were like paper thin t shirts. Oh, yeah. And it'd wear out and shit. And then your shirt has like unnecessary stretching holes in it and shit. It's like, I don't want worn clothing. I don't know what the obsession with worn clothing, cut up clothing, jeans that are already ripped. You fucking nerd. You know what you're supposed to do? Wear your fucking clothes and wash your fucking clothes and wear your fucking clothes and years later, years of wear, you get tears. And instead that time we don't do that anymore. We just buy them like that. That is fucking stupid. But so, hey, the thing about the difference is that it's not that. Well, yeah, Old Navy's shirts were higher quality, and low priced. Might as well go to Goodwill and get clothing that's used. Right. I live near a Goodwill outlet. Hmm. Wire cut up jeans still thing. Mm. I don't know. Do y'all remember Stussy? Was that a thing where you were? I always wanted to wear Stussy too, but their shit didn't fit. Roxy. You guys remember Roxy? I was into like skateboarding and shit like that. Zeke said I used to be embarrassed having cut up jeans when I was a kid. Huh. I guess it just shows you how different strokes for different folks, right? In a lot of American culture, cut up jeans would be like cool. Gabby said breathing holes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was a Pac Sun kid. Pac Sun, Hot Topic. What I mean about cut up jeans is, kid, you cut your jeans up by playing. Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Now kids buy them that way. They buy them tore up. I walked into Abercrombie and Fitch and alarms went off for big boy entry. Yeah, and they start waving you off. Like, we don't got anything for you here, big boy. But yeah, somebody asked about Sydney Sweeney, and I said she looks like Sid, the sloth from Ice Age, talking about genes and shit and superiority. Oh, really? Is it 'cause you're naked? The fuck out of here. Sloth looking ass looking bitch. Board shorts and bathing suits. Fuck yeah. There was a long stretch of years of my life where I pretty much had board shorts on when I wasn't working. Either going surfing or skimboarding. Mostly skimboarding because there's not good enough surf on the East Coast for the most part. Bectrola said their bracelets fit me. Yeah, I think I wore a watch from PacSun for several years, and I used to buy my jeans from PacSun because they were like 36 bucks for like pretty good jeans, you know. Yeah. Kara said my girls always had to have clothes from the mall when it was mom's money. Now it's their money and thrift stores the place. Right? Jay, you ever dream about surfing the Giganta Mamba, my made up name of a big wave? No, because what if you fall? Like it's like what if you fall two, three, four, five, six plus floors? Right? You just die. You know. You said you like the smell of Spencer's. Yeah. There's another commercial that is sus. It has the boy from Summer I Turned Pretty for Dunkin' Donuts. So they must be interested in going out of business. No, like once you, like I said, brother, once I stood up on like a 10 footer once, and I could see up past, like I could see to the other side of the surf shack, right? Like out in front of it from on top of wave, I could see the sidewalk in front of the surf shack. And immediately I recognized, like, man, it's a long way down from this little 10-foot wave. Damn, it's a long way down. I hope I just survive to get off this fucking wave and get back ashore, and then go stand ashore and look out and be like, damn, that bitch was, you know what I mean? Hmm. Oh, by the way, we have a mission today before we go anywhere. I'm pretty sure it's just the crew. Participants. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So there's 18 concurrent viewers. Half of them we know. So half of the people here are not participating listeners. So we appreciate all of you here with us, even if it's people that we don't know. But yeah, Dunking around the corner was packed. Yep. Zeke, click that Discord link. Join the Discord. U.S. Treasury is accepting PayPal and Venmo to help pay the $36 trillion in debt. Stacy said, or Crush said, my kids still want Auntie Anne's when we go to the mall. It's because Auntie Anne's is correct. Yep. Can I get my pretzel a little crispy and cheese or mustard? I don't give a shit. Why not both? Why not a dessert one too? There he is. They need more money for the ballroom. Yeah. Also, we haven't said that on this show, but if you think Donald Trump's gonna spend $200 million on a ballroom, boy, do I have some shit to sell you. Crush said, "Hey man, let me say Annie Ann's." Yeah, me too. I was an Auntie Anne's kid. I am a pretzel carne asada. Carne asada. Connoisseur. I know it's just people mispronounce connoisseur on purpose and call themselves carne asada. It's a joke. UTC said, dude feet? Yes, dude feet. Hot Sam's pretzel sticks? Hell yeah. Hey, the good news, I mean, I don't know how you perceive it, but the good news slash bad news is now you could go to the mall and get Auntie Anne's. There won't be anyone there. So, because they bankrupted the middle class and now they can't afford to shop. My wife and I went and saw a double feature my birthday weekend, and the mall attached to the fucking movie theater was dead. Hmm. Lifeless. Hmm. I still think only socks would crush. Oh my god. My favorite thing is that there are a lot of women in our audience who are either creeped out by feet, um, or are just tired because basically men are obsessed with feet. I'm no different. I'm still a white cis male. Yep. The difference is, Bob said, "Come to St. Louis, go get a pretzel at the spot." So shout out Bob, talking about Gus's pretzels. Only socks. I'm telling you. Jam a little Eat the Rich today. Gabby said her mall's still pretty packed. Jesus fucking Christ. 8 prisons in Virginia lack air conditioning in 108-degree heat. Yeah, yeah. Have a good day, y'all. All those things you said, how they make you sick. When names kicks back on you, I hope this does the trick.